Partial letter. March 1, 1944. Dear Mom, well, kid, I am sending a little change to you, kid. I got a little more money this time. I don't know why, but I'm not asking any questions. Kid, are we getting straightened out a little? We should, huh? The darn cadets are the boys that are not making much money now. We students are making up for pre-flight now. Good deal, huh? March 5, 1944. Dear Mom, well, kid, here it is again. I got it was my class book. It is a 44G class book. I don't know anyone in 44H, so I still call 44G my class. Gee, I surely wish I were going out with them, so be on the lookout for it. I ordered some pictures COD and having them sent home. It will be about 30 days though. I want you to send a few back to me later, okay? I am sending you a picture of me. I hope you like it. It isn't too good, but it is okay. The boys just got back. Boy, are they loud. Gee. I went to a dance last night. I had a pretty swell time. They had a little orchestra. It sounded like that one in the Ramona or the Sons of Italy. It was okay, though. Well, Mom, take it easy. Yours, Jim. March 13, 1944. Dear Mom, we got off the flight line early today as the wind was terrific. Last week was fairly well filled. My boys graduated and left me. We had a big dance for them. We had the Canteen Kids Orchestra. Boy, were they good. The oldest one was under 18. Saturday night, we went to the USO dance, and then we went to the train with my buddies. I stayed at a woman's home in town. She is about your age, and her husband is a real estate man. They are very well to do. She is known by our CO. She has been keeping cadets at her house for quite some time. They are a swell family. We had a swell dinner Sunday. They brought me back to the field in a car. They have 2 of them. I have surely met some swell people here. I am sending some junk home. Yours, Jim. March 17, 1944. Dear Mom, boy, this week has gone fast. I now have about 45 hours. Yesterday I had an Army check ride. In my opinion, I gave him a heck of a ride, but I guess I passed. Gee, I'm surely glad that we won. Say, we should be able to save a little cash now, huh? It's about time, though, isn't it, kid? Say, what did you think of the pictures? Was the candy banged up any? I wrote to Willie, but haven't heard from him as yet. Say, kid, will you look around and see if you can find my stick of jeweler's rouge? You know what I mean, I think. I can use it to shine my buttons. I anticipate a swell evening tomorrow in the big metropolis of Dos Palos. Well, I will close for now. Jim. March 24, 1944. Dear Mom, I know I was slow this time, but we are going on a new schedule and we have hardly any time at all. I received the razor. Boy, is it swell, too. It works. Cadet training is going back to the peacetime setup. A lot of the boys in CTDs were put back in the regular Army. I guess I just got in. I hope I got what it takes to get through. I now have 53 hours, a little over 10 hours to go in primary. I guess we graduate the 10th of April. Last week they had a formal dance at Dos Palos. Gee, we had a swell time. One of my buddies and myself stayed at the same woman's house. Does she cook the meals? Wow. These guys I'm with now are okay, but they lack some little thing the other ones had. I don't know what it is. Well, take it easy. More later. Yours, Jim. March 31, 1944. Dear Mom, we are finishing up our final exams. I think I may get out of here with about a 90 average. I have about 7 more hours to go in flying. We got paid yesterday. I only got $65 this pay. I will be getting a 3-day pass, and I think I am going to Frisco. When I get back from pass, I will send you some money. While I am in Frisco, I am going to get my identification bracelet shortened a little and get a new pinpoint and cap for my pen. Our pass should come about the 9th. You ask about the Army check ride. The deal is, after you fly so long, a lieutenant flies with us and grades us. I just got a few of my final grades. I think I will end up with an average of around 90. Our class is supposed to graduate in September, then a lieutenant. Gosh, yours, Jim. April 3, 1944. Dear Mom, I haven't a heck of a lot to say. I am sending that check back. Say, does that mean I'm not getting bonds anymore? I filled out a new form for them quite a while. We are graduating Sunday, then our pass. Say, Mom, what did Mary have to say? I still have a soft spot in my old ticker for her. Maybe when I come home I can start the old flame burning again. You know we men are awful suckers and very foolish. Oh well. I wonder if I should write her again. I think I will. We went on our cross-country flight this morning. I didn't get lost, but a lot of fellows did. It is really a lot of fun. I have 4 hours to go now. Boy, I will leave here this time for sure. Well, kid, this is all for now. Take it easy. Yours, Jim. April 7, 1944. Dear Mom, Kid, I don't know anything about the cut in the allotment. When you find out the deal, you let me know. Boy, did we have a good meal tonight. We had steak. Boy, was it ever good. I didn't call, but I think I will Saturday. I will call from Mrs. Leonard's house. I should be able to hear you better this time. You asked when I would get my wings. Kid, if and when I do graduate, it will be in September. This cadet deal is getting rougher and rougher. I'll bet basic will rough too. It is back in the Army. This will be the last letter I'll write till I come back from my pass. We are getting a 4-day pass, the first in about 15 months. It's about time. I had my transition ride today. This was my last ride. I was acting as an instructor, and my instructor was my student. He does everything wrong, and you are supposed to correct him. He did all kinds of acrobatics, snap rolls, loops, and everything. Boy, can he fly. If I could just fly half as good as he can, gee. We are having our dance tomorrow night and our graduation Sunday. Before graduation, we are having an air show with P-70s, night fighter version of the A-20. It should be good. Gee, it seems funny to be done flying PTs. Well, I guess I had better sign off for now. Yours, Jim. April 10, 1944. Dear Mom, well, yesterday we graduated. Right after that, a friend and I took off. It took us about 4 hours to come 100 miles. Not bad, huh? When we arrived here, we got us a nice room in this hotel and went down to the beach. This town is like a small Coney Island or Atlantic City. We're going to fool around here a while, then to Frisco. Gee, it was surely swell to talk to you on the phone Saturday. We talked about half an hour. I bet the bill will be terrific. Oh well, it was worth it. Well, take it easy. More later. Yours, Jim. April 14, 1944. Dear Mom, well, Marco Polo is back from his journey. We surely had a swell time. We graduated Sunday afternoon. There was a squadron of P-70s buzzed the place. They were nice. After graduation, we took off for Santa Cruz. This is a resort town. We spent about 2 days there. It was a little dead this time of the year. We got us a nice hotel room. Riding up through the mountains and along the shore is swell. It is nice and green, and the redwood trees stand out. It is beautiful. We got a ride with a horse doc from Nebraska up to Frisco. He told us a lot about the city and took us up on a mountain overlooking the city. The buildings and homes are all white, or nearly so. It seems to be a very clean town. The fellow I was with went to Treasure Island. to see his sailor cousin. This was really interesting. The Navy converted some of the World's Fair buildings into barracks and mess hall and recreation buildings. This guy we went to see got us in the front of the chow line as he is a cook. They feed waves in that big mess hall too. When they come in, all the sailors whistled, so we, not to be undone, helped them out. We went to the Stage Door Canteen in Frisco. That is a deal. When you go in, they give you a ticket. On this, you can eat, and the hostess gets you a girl to talk to and dance with. We went to Oakland to a dance last night, on the last night of our pass. The girls there really went wild when they saw us. All they see is sailors, I guess. I got my pen fixed and got me a cap, note picture. I am sending a couple pictures. I am sending $20 now. We will get a supplemental pay before we leave here. Then I will send more. I'm going to basic at Gardner Field at Taft, California. It is near Bakersfield. Well, this is all for now. Your Jim. April 19, 1944. Hello, Mom. Well, maybe I can give you a little information, but not much as we are still being processed. All we have done this week was get 2 pictures taken, one for our pass, the other for the class book, drill, an exam at the hospital, and get a few clothes at supply. Here we get treated more like officers than any other place so far. We eat family style, that is, having the food in bowls on the table instead of the usual cafeteria style. We have our own mailbox so we can get our mail when we please. We live in double-decker barracks, but they are separated into cubicles, 2 or 3 man per. It isn't bad at all. The weather here is hot as H blank 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 in the daytime and vice versa at night. We met our commandant yesterday. He seems like a good Joe. In fact, all the officers seem that way. Last night, had a broadcast. The 63rd Air Force Band played. Boy, are they ever good. They can play good marches for parades, and they are equally as good or even better playing hot jive or smooth dance music. We have our broadcast every Tuesday at 8 p.m. our time. That is about 11 p.m. your time, I think. It comes over the Mutual Network. Maybe you can pick us up some week. Gee, that would be swell. One of the fellows gave a good definition for being a cadet. It is just like sliding down a rainbow. You know, there is a pot of gold at the end. Your wings. Gee, how true that is. I have to do my writing now, as next week I probably won't have much time. Flying and ground school will require most of my time. I have met a whole flock of my buddies from Santa Ana. It was surely swell to see them after this time. Boy, the old BT looks like a swell ship. I just hope I can learn to fly them. Well, take it easy. More later. Yours, Jim. April 23, 1944. Dear Mom, well, we have all of the preliminaries over with now, and we start a full schedule Monday. We met our instructors, and yesterday we had our first ride in the BT. Boy, this ship is no toy. She packs about 450 horsepower under her cowling. She is very stable, too. Our first ride was simply the orientation ride, showing us our flying area and our auxiliary landing fields. I have a young lieutenant that just finished instructor's school for an instructor. He is a good Joe, though. It surely seems funny riding in the front seat after riding in the rear in primary. It seems you are sitting on top of the world, and you have a darn good right to think so. I just received your box a couple of days ago. Everything was okay except the oranges. They were spoiled. The long time being packed must have done it. We got a pass last night. We are the first class that had. the privilege of getting out our first weekend here. We will be here, if we graduate, about 9 more weeks. This ship is harder to fly for the reason it has more instruments and levers to keep you busy. Gee, it is a swell ship. Just think, I have the chance to learn to fly her. Mom, do you remember me telling you about Lulu, the little girl from Kansas I went with at college? She wrote me the other day and told me she was engaged. Gee, was that ever a jolt to me? You know, you never know how much you care for a person until it is too late. Oh well, I probably wouldn't have seen her anymore anyway. Flying and getting this darn war over with is far more important at present. I'll have plenty of time for stuff like that later, you always said. I think you were right, too. Well, I will shut up for now. Your Jim. April 26, 1944. Dear Mom, boy, the work is now coming at us from all angles and sources. What a deal. I like it, though. I now have 2 hours in this wonderful ship. We are supposed to solo between 5 and 9 hours, so I guess it won't be long. All the maneuvers are practically the same as in primary. It's just procedure here that really counts. We started ground school this week, but so far we haven't had much. But what we have had was very interesting. Say, boy, you are really getting heavy. Where is this weight forming, on the front or on the rear? Here is a moron joke. It isn't too good for me to be telling, though. Quote, did you hear of the moron who thought that asphalt was rectum trouble? It wasn't too bad, though, was it? I'm afraid Charlie was caught in this elimination deal. He and several thousand other boys got a raw deal, but when Sammy says we need no more pilots, he means just that. Mom, you said I looked a lot thinner. It is because of the cap. I did lose a little, but I'm doing okay now. Say, did my other pictures come yet? When they do, send me about 3. I think that is all I need. These new ships are okay. We don't have to wear all those heavy clothes like we did in primary. It is usually hot upstairs. We were up to 9,000 feet today. It was nice up there too. I got my bracelet fixed and wore it a couple of weeks, and the wings came loose, so I can't wear it again till I get it fixed. Well, I guess 'tis all for this brief period. Your Jim.